Whether you're a world language teacher or a homeschooling parent, if it would help you to plan out the entire year of your students' language studies, you can do this by downloading the appropriate yearly schedule planner and then by following the directions you are about to receive. First, go to the Teachers section of the ULAT website, and then down to Teacher Resources for using the ULAT and Yearly Schedule Planner. Open the page. Download and open the yearly schedule planner that corresponds to your student's year of language studies. For example, teachers of first-year students would click here and open this Excel workbook. By looking in the lower left-hand corner of the Excel workbook, you will notice that this workbook contains two worksheets. One is entitled Schedule and the other Contents. By clicking on Contents, you can see the day number of each class in column A, the lessons covered on that day in column B, the topics dealt with on each day in column C, and the days on which tests are scheduled to be taken in column D. By clicking on Schedule, you return to the worksheet within which you will establish the yearly schedule specific to your own school year. The Contents worksheet can be modified at any time if you see a reason to do so. The Schedule worksheet, however, contains formulas within many of its cells, and to ensure that it always works properly, you will not be allowed to modify most of its cells. For example, if I want to change this cell here to read Tuesday instead of Monday, as I try to delete it, you see the error message that I'm given indicating that this is a protected cell and it can't be modified. This is to protect you from causing this particular worksheet to cease functioning properly. Now go to the Schedule worksheet, which is where we already are, and enter the date of the Monday of the first week of classes, even if school does not begin on that particular Monday. You'll enter that here in column C, cell 3. Now, currently, this worksheet is set so that the school year would begin the week of September 5th. Let's change this, however, and assume that school is not beginning until the week of, let's say it's beginning on Tuesday, the 13th of September. So in this cell, we're going to place 9/12, because that's the Monday of that particular week. Even though school is not taking place on that day, it's the Monday of the week when school begins. We'll put 9/12, and this is 2016. 16. You'll notice how all the dates throughout the course of the entire year will change accordingly to correspond to the start of school within your particular program. In column A, which is this column right here, we're going to change the digit 1 to a 0 next to the date of the first day of classes. We said that school is starting on Tuesday, September 13, so here I will place a 0 next to Tuesday, September 13th. And you'll see how the day numbers will all line up according to the start of school. Day number 0 is actually the first day within the ULAT program for first-year students. Also in column A, delete the digit 1 next to the date of any day on which class will not take place, such as for national holidays, school vacations, or any other similar reason for class not to be held. For homeschool groups that only meet once per week, for example, only delete the 1 for any day on which students in the group are not expected to be doing their studies. Let's take, for example, the the week of Thanksgiving. Let's assume that school is not in session Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of that week. We will delete the 1 next to the Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Friday, and you'll notice that the lesson will shift down to the next day in which class is taking place. So whereas day number 48 takes place on Tuesday, November 22nd, day 49 now is scheduled for Monday, the 28th of November. Let me give you an example from Christmas vacation. You'll see that we'll assume that Christmas vacation begins on December 19th and school begins again on January 2nd. You see that on December 16th, that's day 62. And by the way, consequently, that means I'll go down to day 62 on the contents menu, and we see that on day 62, this is the topic being studied, and this is the lesson being studied. So back to the schedule. If on day 16, December 16th, this is day 62, and school will not begin again until January 2nd, Monday, January 2nd, we want to make sure that this is day 63. And this will be done by deleting the number 1 next to any day during which school is not in session. In other words, the Christmas vacation. And you'll see all of the day numbers will shift down so that day 63, following day 62, takes place on January 2nd. Let's continue and complete this hypothetical school schedule. After the Christmas break, in the year 2017, we know that Martin Luther King Day will take place on January 16th. So we delete the 1 next to Monday, January 16. President's Day will be on the 20th of February, also a Monday. So we'll delete the 1 next to President's Day, the 20th of February. And let's assume that the school spring break or Easter break takes place the week of April 3rd through April 7th. So we'll delete the numbers 1 next to each of those days as well. Let's see, therefore, assuming there are no other holidays or school vacations to enter, we'll see on what day the 165th day of class would take place, because within the ULAT program, there are 165 days of class in the first year. Well, it would come to completion on Tuesday, June 6th. Now, if that seems slightly late to you, remember that we started the school calendar. Let's go back to the beginning. On September 12th, which is extremely late. Let's start it at a more reasonable date. Let's go back to the week of September 5th. School is starting on the 6th of September now. And you'll see that school ends on, or at least the last day of ULAT studies can take place on Tuesday, May 30th. At this point, your schedule should be complete.